Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio, and today I am very, very excited, because I get to show you something I've been waiting to show you for a couple of weeks. You see, a little while ago, I told you about that Charizard Ultra Premium collection, and I told you I had 3 alternate art Charizards, but I couldn't show you. And then just after I got back from the World Championships, I showed you this small blurry image because it was the best that I could do. And it wasn't perfect, but it would do for the time being because it was the best that I could do. Well, it's no longer the best that I can do. I can do way better. You've got scans, or technically renders, have gone into Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. And that means we can take a good old look. We've also got a nice clear look at some other promos, some alternate arts that we hadn't been able to see clearly before. We'll have a quick chat about them at the end. But first, we need to talk Charizard. And I want to start off with this Charizard V, because there are actually so many cool little nods in this Charizard V that I think some people will have missed. Now, firstly, it's drawn by the lovely Oswaldo Cato, one of my favourite Pokemon TCG artists. We'll get more into that in a moment. But there's one connection that I think the majority of people are going to make. And that is that this is clearly, well, the aftermath of the Charizard Venusaur battle. And pretty recently, there was a card released. It was the alternate art of the Charizard V that came around in Brilliant Stars. And it features Charizard fighting Venusaur. And if we look at these two cards side by side, come on, ladies and gentlemen, this is clearly the same fight. There's clearly something going on here, and, because everything's broken, there's fires burning, there's broken trees, this is clearly the aftermath of the fight. I'll be honest with you, Venusaur doesn't really seem to care, and Charizard's curled up like he needs a rest, so I'm saying Venusaur won. Let me know who you think won in the comment section. Charizard's hitting for weakness. Charizard should be winning, but looking at this picture, looks like Venusaur got the better of him. Now, that's a really cool nod. But if you've been watching my videos lately, you may remember I showed you another card that this clearly seems to be nodding at as well. Now, this is a card that was actually released years ago, and I can tell you pretty much when it was released, because I actually ordered this as it released, and this got shipped to me on the 26th of August 2016, which is actually 6 years and 2 weeks ago. Just under 6 years and 2 weeks. That is when that book shipped to me. And it's absolutely amazing. The book is not hideously expensive to get hold of nowadays. It's not cheap, don't get me wrong, but it's not that bad. The book has the same artwork as the card, but without all the text on. Trying to get the book new with the card is extremely difficult. Sorry about that. If anyone wants to be really jealous, I paid $17.50 plus shipping for the book and the promo back in 2016. Back then, I wasn't picking up all the crazy rare Pokemon stuff, so I'd really like to give a shout out to Wassy from 6 years ago for being clever enough to order this book. So, if you put these 3 cards together, and weirdly enough, the one from the book, the one that was released first, actually goes in the middle, but we've actually got a little bit of a story going on with this fight, and I am absolutely loving it. The other thing we need to mention, if we go back to the fact that this is a Kato card for just a moment, we might want to go back to Golurk V, another card that was drawn by Kato, came around in Evolving Skies, and I'm not saying it's as connected as the other cards, but I am absolutely saying that if you look at the artwork here, you've got Golurk basically setting up a little area, and it looks an awful lot like the area that then goes and gets wrecked by Charizard and Venusaur. So I'm looking at this Golurk, and I know I'm not the only one. I know the lovely Stephen Kent from Playscape Games has pointed this out as well. I'm looking at this Golurk and thinking, it looks kind of similar, ladies and gentlemen. And you'll notice they are the same style because they are the same artist. Although actually, Kato has some cards which are a very different style. I mean, Kato's a very talented artist. There's really different cards out there. So anyway, that's the Charizard V. That's really cool. Now, the Charizard VMAX, I told you before, is actually very, very, very reminiscent of a playmat that was released a little while ago over in Japan, and it's extremely cool. And it was actually, I've got it saved on my computer as Gigantamax Charizard Playmat New Artist, because it was the first thing they'd actually done for the Pokemon TCG. You'll notice that the artwork on the playmat and this card are not exactly the same, but it is like super crazy, obviously the same art, or, you know, the same artist. And actually, the sleeves have gone on PTCGO, and you can see that the sleeves are definitely the exact same art. It is literally just a snapshot of the, you know, the middle-ish of the picture. So the artist who did that playmat clearly did the sleeves because it's the same art, and clearly did this Charizard VMAX because, come on. Oh, I suppose I should have mentioned a moment ago, the Charizard V is an alternate art reprint of the Charizard V that came around in Brilliant Stars. It is exactly the same card. So you've now got the regular art version, or you've got the full art version, or you've got the alternate art version, or you've got the other alternate art version. However you want to play it, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon's got your back. Going back to the VMAX then, this VMAX is an alternate art of the only VMAX we've had so far, the one that came around in Darkness Ablaze, and it is actually important to note that Charizard VSTAR and VMAX have seen a little bit of play and a little bit of love lately. So, just kind of putting it out there, this is not a terrible card. Also, worth pointing out, Charizard VMAX has been released as both a Rainbow Rare and a shiny version. So there's actually now, and nobody really plays a playset of VMAXs, but if you want to play a playset of Charizard all with different artwork, you now totally can. Although there is a question as to exactly how different the artwork is on the other three. I'm going to leave that one up to you, ladies and gentlemen. The point is, we had the regular one in Darkness Ablaze, we had the Rainbow Rare in Champion's Path, we had the shiny version in Shining Fates, and now we've got this one in this Ultra Premium Collection. And it is beautiful. And then we get to the V-Star, which is obviously an alternate art of the only V-Star we've had so far, the one that came around in Brilliant Stars. And this is very, very, very cool and important, because actually, this is the only alternate art V-Star we've ever had. We've never had an alternate art V-Star before. Now here, Charizard is still causing mayhem. This box does not make Charizard look calm. Now it's fighting against Mewtwo, but you'll notice there's a Tangrowth literally upside down falling, which is a bit terrifying. There is a terrified looking Diglett hanging out the side of the mountain there. So there's some really cool little nods here. This is really wonderful artwork. And some of you might be looking at this going, hang on a second, Wassy. This looks an awful lot like, or at least artwork-wise, looks very much in the vein of that character rare Smeargle I showed you the other day. And again, I'm not the only one that's noticed this. The lovely Brace Gaming did tweet about this as well. I thought it looked a lot like the Smeargle because it's the same artist. It's a style. It's an incredibly good style. It's a very cool card. And yes, this is very, very reminiscent of, at least artwork-wise, of the Smeargle that was a character rare in Incandescent Arcana. And there's a very good reason for that, because they're both drawn by Oshiyama. So, yeah, you'd imagine the art would be kind of similar. These are absolutely stunning, beautiful cards. This Ultra Premium Collection is not going to be easy to get hold of, but man, I want one of these. If anyone's got a tip on where I can maybe get one of these, do go send me a DM over on Twitter at the Wassy. That would be lovely. I've got a couple of avenues I'm looking down, but I rather suspect these are not going to be easy to find. Obviously, if I do find anywhere that's got them up for pre-order, I will tweet it at the Wassy, so do make sure you're following so I can let you know. Now, the other cards I'm going to show you are not quite as interesting here, but I do need to show you because there are a bunch of alternate arts that haven't even been released in Japan that we've kind of seen in products, but now we've got nice, clear images. So, for instance, Origin Form Palkia V-Star has previously been spotted on the product, but we've never actually seen it before not nice and clearly, we've now got a nice clear scan of this one. Now obviously this is just an alternate art of the one from Astral Radiance, but it is one of the very best cards in the game right now, and now you can decide nice and clearly which artwork you prefer. We've also got the Dialga, which is exactly the same deal. Yes, we have seen it on that product before, but we've not had a clear, unobscured view of it. Now we do, and it is just an alternate art version of the Dialga that came around in Astral Radiance. So again, it's up to you which artwork you prefer here. We've had a nice look at the alternate art Giratina, which we know is going to be coming in the tins. And again, this is an alternate art of the Giratina, which is just coming around in Lost Origin. But now we've got a nice clear look at it, and that's beautiful. Again, it's up to you which one you actually prefer. And then we've got the alternate art of Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR, which again is a card which is coming around in Lost Origin. But this alternate art VSTAR isn't. So it's quite nice that we now get a nice look at it. It is interesting to note all these alternate arts. I mean, we got the free Charizard, and we got the free V-Star, and then we've got Giratina as well. These are all cards that Japan hasn't actually got yet. Although I can't say for absolute certain, I feel very, very confident at this stage that essentially this is going to be part of the V-Star Universe set that Japan is going to be getting at the end of the year. And look, I've just shown you a bunch of cards that are almost certainly from that set. I cannot be the only one that is getting crazy excited about that set. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this. Tell me which of these cards you love. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Get us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And other games, to be honest with you. I do like games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get weekly bonus pods or answer all of your questions, join a Discord and chat Pokemon with us, and get shout-outs like the lovely Adam Beechers, who is one of our lovely Patreons. Thank you, Adam, for being a lovely person, and thank you for the support. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.